that, and we have an extract of that. Then come to 01:35 hours of 8 now. OB9. The same PC Mohammed Rashid Hilo Abdullahi made an OB entry in the digital occurrence book, and where he stated, and I will repeat, now Duty Officer IP Nganga and the cell sentry PC Kimani have visited the cells and found most of them well, apart from the last cell. There was a spelling mistake when he wrote the word apart. He wrote apeton. The last cell where he found a prisoner, namely Albert Omondi Ojwang, who was alone in his cells, making a lot of noise while kicking the cell walls. This is an extract from the digital OB. It cannot be manipulated, and it cannot be changed or altered. Now, I was looking for, Honorable Chair, a correspondence from the Mbagathi Hospital, but I should be getting it shortly. But we received a letter from Mbagathi Hospital confirming that the deceased was brought to that facility at around 2 a.m. while already dead. So I was trying to look for that document, but I should be able to avail to the committee before we end this session. On the A, no, oh, A. You see this entry was 01:35? Yeah. The morning hours. So, who contacted the OCS? The OCS was contacted by Senior Sergeant Sigay of DCI headquarters. Someone might ask the Honorable Chair, why was it really necessary? Why did the Senior Sergeant Sigay contact the OCS? In the past, the station commanders have had serious issues, particularly when it comes to admitting of persons who have been physically tortured or persons who are sick or are not appearing well. So more often than not, the report office personnel and the cell sentry will insist before any person is admitted, they will need a concurrence from the OCS. And there's no way a report office personnel would admit somebody in custody, somebody who is physically injured or appears to have been physically injured or has evidences of torture. And it is on the basis of that, and after confirming the physical condition of the prisoner, that the OCS now directed the report office personnel and the cell sentry to make sure the prisoner was booked. And that's how PC Mohammed booked the prisoner while appearing physically fit. There was the question of caving, the status of caving.
You go past there.
Yes.
From your own, what you're reading,
yeah,
is like, okay, the deceased was alone in his cell.
From what I'm reading?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was admitted well in a separate cell, alone.
From what I'm reading.
And he was found kicking walls in a cell as alone. And, of course, died while, he was then, of course, taken to the hospital, now unconscious, in a room that he was alone.
As regards Kevin, who was earlier on arrested, investigations were conducted, Honorable Chair, and as I explained, the file was forwarded to the DPP, who were directed that we needed to cover some outstanding areas, which we are working on. And in view of that development, the suspect was released and an appropriate entry made at Capitol Hills Police Station, and he was handed over to a person we believe was his wife by the name Evelyn Makendo, who countersigned on the remarks column of the Capitol Hills Police Station, Okarisbo. So that suspect has been procedurally released. As to the remaining others, we have not arrested them, and we don't know where they are. Yes,
General, am I in order to ask something? I said these must be the suspects that were mentioned by Kevin, and they must be among the 4, isn't it? I think it's so strange that you tell us that Albert was arrested and eventually lost his life, but the other suspects who were mentioned in the same breath with him, you're telling us you don't even know where they are, you've not even looked for them. Why was it important that Albert had to be looked for if they had committed the same crime with the people you are telling us you don't know where they are and you've not looked for them?
Honorable Chair, I think the honorable member is putting words into my mouth. I did not say that we did not look for them. I did say that. The first person we arrested was Kevin. We interviewed Kevin, and Kevin disclosed Albert and the rest. So the officers proceeded and arrested Albert while in Migori. The next logical course of action before this incident happened was for the officers now to go and look for the remaining. So it was being done, the investigation was being done systematically and not in a helter-skelter manner. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I'm taking too much time on this.
Okay, but I think it responds.
Yes, no.
That of the 4,
We've been mentioned as having committed the same crime. We are 4 of us. I would have expected that we are all brought in at the same time, but that didn't happen. Albert was brought in. So how many days has passed since Albert was brought in that the other people are still hanging out?
just not your observation on that.
For
but
the
I
same
think
crime.
it's okay with Rosa. They did that there are 4 suspects. 2 had been interviewed, including the one who's deceased. Reason why who's
The other one is the one who reported
kindly,
the other 4.